Hi.
Hey, morning.
Morning. How is it going?
Oh, pretty good.
Okay, good day is going to be today. Well, yeah, I know. Well, uh, what would you, how would you summarize the purpose of this meeting? Just for recording, you know.
that we're going to go through and set up your VCloud environment.
Okay, and why is that?
So you can do a full end-to-end of the ETL process. So the plan is to get all the components set up, then configure it to pull from our VCloud data sources. So we have several systems that we use for tests to actually ETL the data in, get it into the data warehouse, and then you'd be able to run reports on it using the BA server.
Great. And why, why on VCloud? Why not on my local computer? Might sounds like a stupid question, but
Well, because the VCloud environment is closer to what we use in production, whereas your development environment is not.
You mean resources?
Yeah, just
computers, resources and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you're running on, Ubuntu. We're running on CentOS. I mean, you need to, not that running VBox and using Vagrant to set up stuff is closer to how we run in production. We use those CentOS boxes on VBox, but it's still running on your box. It's local in your environment. We need to set this up closer to what production is going to be like. So the development process is, you can run in IntelliJ, you can run in Vagrant, you can do a lot of testing there, but the end result is we have these test environments set up in VCloud, and that's where we do our final testing. And then it goes to, then QA takes it to integration, then operations puts it in PPE, and they do their installs there, and then it finally goes to production.
Excellent, excellent. I get the whole idea. So let's get started.
Okay, so you need to log into VCloud, and then we're going to set up a new vApp. So do you want to share your screen?
Yeah. I was going to ask that. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Can you see it now clearly?
Yeah.
Okay. So add VAPP from catalog, build new app.
Yep. Add vApp from catalog.
Okay.
Because we have a template already. So then you don't want to look at operation, or my organizations, look at all templates. No,
Public.
not public.
No.
It's not that one.
I'm sorry. All templates you said.
And then my organization, all templates. You want that Ampere 2.3 Babbage one, I think.
Okay. This one.
I believe so. We can go ahead and try it. If this isn't right, we'll just...
Yep. Next.
Yep.
Okay. BB app. Is this name right?
Maybe instead of one, just put Babbage. So next time.
Some mathematician guy, right?
Yeah, that's how we use our particular project uses scientists, so we had Ampere, first one, Babbage, there was a joke that the next one would be cabbage. Um, I think the next one is Celsius.
Yeah. Oh, well, sorry. What
Yeah.
would we? Let's focus. What would be the next step? Virtual data
I think you
center.
only have one. I think you only have one choice there, so I think that's
Okay.
it. So
Okay.
then we say next,
Next. Oh.
and you'll notice these are the machines that you automatically get. You can add more machines. Um, so what's the choice under the RAID? I think you only have the one choice there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Also.
So just stopping here briefly, we've got an appliance, we've got the API service, we have a tenant database, we've got a configuration database, we've got the domain controller, the BA server, and then this sort of tools machine. Tools
Yeah.
machine is really not part of it, other than it's nice to have a Windows machine in the box where we can do certain things that might require Windows. It makes it somewhat easier. So, for
So,
instance,
I'm sorry to interrupt. Just for the record, as you said, I'm going to be able to do the end-to-end process, which involves running the ETLs and doing some visualization. I mean, accessing to our guest analyze console based
yep,
on Pentagon, right?
yes.
Great.
Now, I just want to point out there's no DAS server here.
Oh,
So when we get to doing DAS, we might add another box into this,
okay.
or we could create another VApp that just has a DAS box in it. We could add DAS to, um, like the analytics service if we want to. So there's some various ways that we can install DAS.
Okay.
But I just wanted to point out that this is really the ETL and visualization piece, and we'll handle DAS separately.
Yeah. Great.
Okay, so then you say finish.
Oh,
And you can have multiple VApps. I think the limit is how many running machines you have. So go ahead and hit open right above the
okay.
little stop button. And this takes you into your VApp. This is your new one. Go ahead and hit virtual machines. I don't particularly like this diagram. Yeah. And this will, as this, it's busy creating these machines.
Uh, it's like building, doing
Yeah.
some install. Yeah. Okay.
Now, since I like to reinstall my BA server and things like this, we're gonna, after these come up, we're gonna snapshot these machines so that
Yep.
so that you could always flatten it back to this initial um, setting.
State.
Mm-hmm. One of the
Okay.
things we're one of the things we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get the latest ISO um, installed.
Oh, you sent me a link yesterday. Let me see if I can
Well,
find it.
yeah, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to push out onto the CM server. I'm going to push the latest ISO out,
Okay.
um, and so maybe while we're waiting for your machine, I'll go ahead and share my screen, and we'll go ahead and do that.
Yeah, that would be great, actually.
So I'm going to share
So,
my screen.
so should I stop sharing mine?
Yeah,
Maybe.
right now, and then we'll flip back. We'll
Okay.
flip back to you in a second. So I'm going to get out of this, and I'm going to go to Bamboo. I'm going to log in. I'm going to go to this build that we had just done. So we did this one yesterday, right? Um, we can actually go back. We'll just verify that this is the one we want. I'll go back to master. Um, we made these. This one ran, for some reason this failed. This one failed, so Ryan ran it again. So I think we really want this one. We're going to go to the artifacts. I'm going to pull down this analytics ISO. So this is going to take a little bit. So I'm really done. I'm done here. I'm going to, well, that's downloading. Sometime hopefully it's going to start downloading. It looks like it's going I'm going to go over here to this CM server, analytics, releases. Gonna give myself a little more room here. So it's starting to download. It looks like it's taken a little while to download it off of that. So we had these hotfix ones. I'm just looking at the date. So I think what I want to do is go in here and say new folder. I'm going to call it Are we in 2016? Well, this is
Yeah. We are 2016 February, March the 1st.
Yeah, let me. I'm in the wrong spot here.
Okay.
So I want to delete that new folder. Why am I? Come on. I think it's under Babbage DAS. I'm not quite sure why it's called Babbage DAS, but this is the one. No wonder I was in the wrong one. So let me
Live TV.
Now let me do another. This is going to be 2016 3-1. This we'll call this service back 2. I just wanted to look and see what we had in here. So we have the ISO, and then we have some instructions. I'm gonna. So soon, this is certainly taking its own sweet time to come down. But as soon as this comes down, I'm going to put it over in this service pack directory. So that and the purpose of this is so that we have access to it from your tools box. Because what we need to do is we need to push out the ISO to the different boxes so that we can actually run the installs. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for that,
let me clarify something. I mean, we are going to install the whole analyze application on each virtual box, no, virtual machine.
No, we're going to open some, or we're going to install the appropriate piece. So like on the database server, we're going to install the database piece.
Great.
But it's not the whole application because we're not installing the other services or anything.
Yeah, kind of obvious, but it's always useful to clarify that.
So I have a settings file here, and I'm actually going to grab 2 of these, and I'm going to send these to you. And they're normally when you get the ISO and stuff, there's a that's not how I wanted to send them to you. Let me see. I don't know how I send a file on this thing. I'll just
maybe /file or something. I think you just tried that, right?
So he has given you access for general use. So we already found that out because we went and looked.
Yep, just got the email.
Yeah, so
Gonzalez Ken, does he has any Latino background? I don't know,
I
but
don't know if he does or not.
oh, okay.
So it's not an analytics main. It's here. I'm going to grab. I'm still trying to send you those files because we'll possibly want those as sort of templates for.
But maybe via email.
Yeah, I'm sending you an email. That's what I'm.
Okay.
But I kind of keep these, and these are mine that I use. I have a VCloud, and then I have one set up for local um, that I use. So um, and those are just kind of for your reference. But and then let me see where we are on downloading this thing. Still taking its own sweet time. So one of the things, are your machines all started?
Let me check. Okay, I think they are all built, but they are powered off. So should I power on each one of them?
Um, Maybe we can switch to your screen.
Yeah.
Let me stop sharing my screen for now. Come on, this thing sometimes.
Yeah, I have just shared mine, so you should be able to see
Hopefully,
what
I'll
we're
see
doing.
it in a second.
Yeah. Okay.
I do not see your screen yet.
Okay. Let me try to share it. Oh, okay. There was a problem sharing. So you should be able to see it now. Can you?
Okay, so um, on the appliance, the BA server, not so much the databases, but let's right click on those. And then,
Nope.
oh, I
No.
take that. So highlight it. Okay, so highlight it like you've got it. Don't click on that.
Yeah.
Just click on the row off of the hyperlink. So
Oh.
just click on the, just left click on the row. Yeah,
Oh.
not there. Not on the hyperlink.
Oh. No. Okay. But
So yeah, so it's highlighted. Go up to the little gear
yeah, little gear.
top.
Where is it? The
It's a
little
little
gear.
blue gear with a drop down
Ah,
arrow.
okay, okay, okay. This sounds like okay. Configuration and actions. Yeah, okay.
So
Power
we
on.
want to create snapshot.
Ah, great. I forgot you said that. Blah blah blah.
Yep, it's off. It's powered off. So we just want to create a base snapshot of the appliance, the BA server, and the service box. We
Okay,
don't really care about the other ones. Um,
okay. Why shouldn't we take a snapshot of the other ones?
because those ones we don't really want to ever, I mean, there's no reason to really have to flatten those to redo an install.
Okay, okay. Taking snapshots.
But this way, if we have a failed installation, we can just revert to snapshot on these boxes. So do it for the appliance as well.
Okay. Okay.
And go ahead and power on the DC box, the domain controller.
Okay. I think powering on.
And go ahead and power on the tools box.
Okay.
I mean, all of them we can power on, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to suggest that, but let's see.
but we're going to use those other boxes first.
Okay, can do a multiple power run.
No.
Okay. Oh, what happened? The entity Babbage is busy. Oh, okay. Let me do my work, it says. I think.
Okay. So I've almost got this ISO downloaded, and the only thing I'm going to do is copy it over into the CM server. So once your domain controller box is on and your toolbox is on, we're going to go work on those two boxes first. But we'll go ahead and we'll get these all powered on.
Okay.
Um,
It's kind of taking its time.
yeah, it's the first time that it's powering on, so I imagine it's
Yeah.
doing what it does.
Setting them some stuff. And, yep.
Okay, so I am.
Oh, I see.
Hopefully they'll come up. Otherwise, we'll be asking Ken to help us. So we can do a lot through this UI, but sometimes we still have to get Ken to help us. Now, one of the things to notice on this screen is you see these IP addresses.
Yep.
When these fire up, you'll get external IP addresses. So if you're going to SSH from your box, you're going to be using the external IP addresses. But you
Okay.
use the internal ones, the machines, they always get, in this template, they always get those numbers. So it's like always 56 for the domain controller. So it makes it a little easier to do some of the things we need to do. So
I saw on each testing environment there is a different external IP address, right? But they all map to the same IP.
internal ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Sounds.
so that
Yeah.
way, when we set up, we always know. Crud, it says there's not enough free space for me to copy the ISO on the
Ah,
Steam server.
I,
Uh,
I I am powering on the machines left.
yeah, but I'm trying to copy data over, or that ISO over to the CM server, and there doesn't seem to be enough room. So I'm going to send a note to Ken.
Oh,
I'm going to reply. Uh,
okay.
I'm just sending Ken a note about the space
Yeah.
on that. Um, so we're kind of held up a little bit
No
on that
problem.
aspect, but we still have things to do. So your domain control is powered on. Go ahead and power on the.
Service.
Yep. And so let's go ahead and on the black box on the analytics domain controller. Let's go take care of that. Um,
Uh, analytics. This one? No.
yeah. So just click on it. It should open up.
Okay,
I
client. Blah
guess
blah
you
blah.
need. I guess you need to do that.
Download the client integration plugin is missing.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. VMware, blah blah blah. Yeah. Okay. No, my internet connection is not that fast, but
So I guess we'll wait on this.
yep.
So I don't particularly like these windows that this client integration brings up. Um,
Okay.
we could remote desktop into them, uh, but you know, but it'll work for what we need to do on these boxes. The
Yeah.
ones that bring up when you click on that, it brings up an RDP session into the box, and it doesn't copy and paste very well. There's other remote desktop connection things that work better.
Okay. My cat is going to take 10 minutes, 9 minutes.
I don't know if we want to. Are you able to stop recording and then start recording again, or
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That would be great to
so
know.
maybe just to decrease the boredom for somebody watching this?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Great. So, in order to summarize, we are downloading this client integration. Should we do the same download for all the
No,
virtual machines?
you just
No.
need it once.
Okay. So we are stopping the recording and we're going to take it back as soon as it's downloaded. Okay. See you in a while.
Oh, so you can't just stop the recording and then pick up but keep our chat
Oh,
going?
oh, 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 oh. I'm sorry. Uh, Stop from
Is it
record.
that little?
Oh, I don't know how to
Is it
do
the
it.
little camera on the side?
Yep. Mm, hit from transmission. Present all profile silence.
What about on the left-hand
Oh,
side? Can you just pause the recording?
yeah. Let me see. Control room, cameraman, chat. I really don't know how to stop this. It's only stop sharing my screen, invite other people, silence the mic, deactivate the camera, adjust.
Huh.
Boom.
Okay. Well, we can keep it going for a little while.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
Um,
guys who are going to see this, I think they won't mind.
yeah, they could always skip ahead.
Yeah,
So where are we on the download? It's still 9 minutes.
yeah.
So what I want to, the reason we have to go into the domain controller is the one that's in the template. I I think that the passwords aren't set up correctly. So that box, its only purpose in life is to be Active Directory in the system.
Okay.
And so we could use just one and have it available and everybody use it, but we kind of set one up for each sort of environment, just so a person can do their own thing with it. Um, and so I typically, like I said, and you only have to do this once. I go in there, I find the users that I want to use in my testing. So obviously the AA admin user or AA administrator, and then reset its password, and say don't expire, and it's not. Um, Enable or make sure that it's enabled and I know what the password is. And we always use that same password everywhere. Um, it's the PA dollar WORD1, just so that anybody getting into your box knows what it is, because this is just a test environment. And
Okay.
then there's that password, and then there's a whole bunch of other users. Joe King, um, El Pente, Caravan. Those are the ones I typically use. You can pick any of them, but you want to make sure that of the ones that you're going to use. And you can come back in here and do this later. But I usually,
Just 1 second. Some IT guy is talking to me. Please, just one
yep.
second. Okay. Uh, dip, dip. I'm sorry. He was
No.
talking to me about the camera. Okay. So
So, so
welcome. Okay.
Um, so the first thing we're going to do in setting up this environment is go set up our users in the domain controller, and then we'll never have to get back in there again. Um,
Okay.
but that's kind of one thing that a person needs to go in and set up when they're setting up a new vCloud environment. Um, then we're going to go into the tools and hopefully grab one of the ISOs. And if I can't get this current one over, we'll grab the last released one, but it won't have the changes that we made yesterday, which was really around the cubes, and it also contains the fix for the DAS service. But that was really a fix for in production. If you remember, where we keep it from holding on to connections when it force it to reconnect to the database
Yep.
every run. So that
Yep.
those are the things that the one will miss, but we'll go ahead and and set that up. So that's really how we're going to use the tools box. That will allow us then to push the ISO out to these other Linux boxes, and that's where the fun begins. Um,
Okay.
so this is kind of the boring part of just setting up stuff, and maybe what we could do is, if this is going to take a little while, um, is maybe you're right. Maybe we restart this once we get everything installed, so that we don't just have a long, boring video or too long of a boring video.
I'm sorry. There are some problems with the communication.
Okay,
Oh,
sorry. I was just saying that I was trying to explain the steps that we're going to do, and I was suggesting that we go ahead and stop this recording until we're set up and ready.
ah, no, no, not a problem.
Okay,
Look, don't worry about that.
okay. So it looks like we got about 4 minutes left,
Yep.
and then we will
Okay.
cross our fingers and hope that this works. So in the meantime, so that we're doing something, why don't you take a look at that settings vCloud YAML?
Let's settings we got where?
It was what I sent to you, and it was just in that
Oh,
box you were looking.
okay. The files you sent me. Okay. This one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So does this look familiar to you?
Yeah.
Um, so this file has, it says for the that specific user, AA admin user, and then it also has the domain controller host, right?
Yeah.
It's 114.56. So let's go back and look at your vCloud environment.
Yep.
And then you'll see that the domain controller internal IP address is 114.56. So that's correct, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Pointing, it's pointing to the internal IP address of that. We're going to find out that AA admin is a correct user. It's in that. Can you go back to the settings file? You'll see that all that's correct. Now this IP address for the database is 51, but I believe that's probably the wrong. It's going to be the wrong database. I think the IP address is right. We can go over. Can you make that window a little less wide? So the DB tenant is 51. So you see where it says DW IP address, 51 is correct. It's an
Yep.
internal IP address. Okay. The database name, you're going to want to change that database name to what the database that you want to call it. So you could call it, JL1 or something, whatever you want
Okay.
for the name.
Yeah. The warehouse name. Uh.
So Well, you probably want to keep the other part of that. Just
Which part? Tenant RK1?
yeah, I'd leave it AA tenant just for convention. It can be anything you want, but um,
Like this, right?
well, I was
Or
thinking you would call it AA underbar tenant and then
ah, okay.
suffix it with like you know JL1 or Jose or whatever.
Yeah.
Just something. And so it's I would do it all lowercase just because it is case sensitive and it's you know
Okay.
and so when we install a database, that's the name it's going to use. And also when it installs a BA server, that's the name it's going to be looking for. The lead
Okay.
Pentaho DB user and password one, um, because those are just by convention in the test environment. So then 190 uh, is you'll notice is the service box. It's the internal IP address of the service box. We typically call it a tenant service with that
Uh,
password and stuff. And then so we
where
use
I am kind of I am kind of lost. Where should I be checking
just
on?
if you look at AA service and it's
Ah,
113,
this.
190, we're
Yep.
just going down through this box and making sure everything's set up. Um, so So this file is used for all the installs, but
Okay.
it uses different parts of the file during the install, and that's why it's separated out the way it is. And what we're doing is we're checking, the IP addresses and the sections that we want to set up. Now, this is all covered in that install document, which I'm
Okay.
sure you read cover to cover. Um, but um, So going back to that settings file, let's just go through it because we're still waiting for this thing to download.
4 seconds.
Yeah, so we looked at the appliance setting, that all, or the service stuff, that looks okay. The appliance setting, um,
But should I change the appliance tenant name to this? I don't know what you think.
yeah, I would change that to, whatever.
Yeah.
And we're going to, and then the tenant DB server, this is where you change it to, JL1. And it's not localhost anymore on
Yeah.
this, right? It's one of these internal IP addresses. Uh,
51, I
yep,
think.
yep.
Okay. So
And you can,
two.
in production they use host names. We use IP addresses
Okay.
here, but it will work with host names as well. And then these commented out for add tenant and things like that. Those are commands that we use with the admin tool later to do our configuration. They're just in here um, fun. These other settings down below the common settings um, are, and you see I have usernames in here for like Al Dente and Joe King for adding users and adding roles. Um, so we usually don't change any of that stuff
Okay.
down there. So um, go ahead and save that, and we're gonna use this file when we
Just save it.
and it looks like we can go ahead and install the uh, thing that we just downloaded.
Yep. But I think it's what uh what is telling me over here. Oh, I'm sorry. Uh, this is a big file. Should I go to a terminal and run
Well,
this?
I don't
No.
know in your environment how you install a bundle.
Oh, I don't know either. So let me ask to the guys.
So maybe go to VMware client integration for Linux and find out how to.
I don't have VMware installed, but
No, I meant browse to VMware, and they may have
ah,
instructions
okay,
on how to install this bundle on Ubuntu.
okay.
Or if this doesn't,
Might be.
yeah, possibly that.
Yep, I want to install, but yeah, yeah. Okay, I think I have that clear. To change permissions.
You're not doing the player; it's the client integration tools, right?
Yeah.
So you downloaded the client integration bundle, and so you do something very similar, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So it
Change
looks like
permission.
sudo and run it.
Okay. Okay. So,
I think you can just do sudo, you know.
VMware,
Oh, you have to make it executable. Yep.
VM, VMware, what that
I
word
think you have to do dot slash.
client. Yeah, but the tab is not working.
I think if you do a dot and then a slash, instead of typing that, start with dot slash and then VMware.
Oh, I think. Okay. Start the file. Run the shell. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Nobody reads this. It's a fact. Mm, should I install it? Yeah, why not?
Yes, if that's what are you running inside of Firefox?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I am running it inside Firefox. Please to Chrome.
Yep.
Yeah. What? Ah, okay. So let's put this blank. Let's put this also in blank. What the? Yeah,
I don't think you want to blank those out.
yeah. But is telling me I need to close Firefox. So if I close Firefox, we end the session.
Yeah, so I guess go ahead and end the session, get this installed, and we'll start back up.
Okay.
And we
See
can
you.
use the same Hangout. Just ping me when you're ready for me to
Okay.
join Hangout again. So yeah, I don't think you need to create a new one.
No, no, no. Lesson learned. See you in a minute.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.